What's up YouTube, Doomwake here, coming at you with another modern video. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the video. Today, for all of you zoo lovers out there, I know there's a lot of you in the comment section, so I got you today. We're going to be playing a bit of an interesting zoo deck. So this is actually a deck that we played against on the last video we did. And I saw somebody had been asking in the comment section for a video with this specific zoo version, and I hadn't found a list for it yet. And they tagged me on Twitter. I found the list. I believe it was from like it was a 1 or 2K top, or maybe it was a 4K top 8 in I don't remember exactly. I think it was Warsaw. But anyways, this is a zoo deck of sorts. We're going a little bit lower to the ground though, so. I've done a few zoo videos in the channel before, and I've definitely played with my fair share of Territorial, Kavu, and Tribal Flames. These are our domain payoffs. So if you look at our color requirements, I mean, we basically only have red and green cards here. But the reason we have a Blood Crypt, a Breeding Pool, and a Sacred Foundry, and a Temple Garden is because we're playing with these two domain cards, which require or ask us to have different types of basic lands in play, along with Wild Cattle, which is a powerful one-drop, but you need to be playing with plains lands that have the plain subtype to fully power it out. So we're going to be doing that today. A lot of what's going on here, again, as I said, it's a little bit more aggressive than your typical zoo versions. You know, we've played zoo on the channel before that had Shardless Agent, Bloodbraid Elf. We played versions that are more mid-rangey, that's, you know, going higher up on the curve, lower on the creature count, playing more interaction. And this deck's just trying to get people dead. So we're playing a lot of one-drops. Notably, we have Goblin Guide, which traditional zoo decks don't usually have. You usually find this as a fixture of burn decks that are trying to get more aggressive, which is what we're trying to do. Experiment one, which is an interesting one, especially really nice when you can have creatures that have more than 2 power, which is Wild Cattle, Territorial, Kavu. So you can sort of get this thing up to a 3/3 status, so it's sort of, it's basically what I like to call Wild Cattle with extra steps. But it also has the upside of if you draw 2 Kavus, maybe it's a 4/4. So that's kind of cool. Narnum Renegade, not a huge fan of this card, but we got to fill out the curve with some other additional one-drop. It's probably the next best thing. Maybe you could look at something like Loam Lion or Curdape, but the Death Touch aspect on it is pretty good, and with 12 fetch lands, you're almost always going to be able to turn it on. And then we have a card over here that you don't typically see, Burning Tree Emissary. So we're kind of utilizing the 8-whack theme, which is a deck that had basically, you know, 31 drops or whatever, 4 Reckless Bushwhackers, 4 Goblin Bushwhackers. We're not going super all in and playing Goblin Bushwhacker, we're only playing the Reckless one because it's easier to cast and is castable off of Burning Tree Emissary. But this deck really wants to go wide and either cast a Reckless Bushwhacker to give all your things haste and a little additional bonus, or a Tarkus Command to give all your creatures +1/+1, maybe dome your opponent for 3. So we're going a little bit wider, we're playing some anthems here, and then your traditional burn spells, Tribal Flames, Lightning Bolt, that kind of stuff, that's pretty standard. But I'm interested to see how this plays out, this more go low to the ground, go wide, aggressive approach to zoo, comparative to the other versions that we played before. Mana base, again, we got a bunch, you know, one of each shock land that we are that make the most sense, because again, we want to have red and green as early as possible, and then the other colors are kind of just to power out the Kavu and the Tribal Flames, and then a whole bunch of fetches to make sure that we can always cast our spells. We are probably going to lose some percentage in the burn matchup, so hopefully we can dodge burn. And then in the sideboard, we have Path to Exile, which is good for Murktide Regent. Prismatic Ending, good against cheap creatures and Hammer Time. Scavenging Ooze, namely here for Dredge and Living End. Collector Oof for Hammer Time and anybody who's still trying to play Urza. Gorkland Rampager is a one-of here. A bit of an interesting one. It's good against people who are playing smaller creatures, like maybe Lingering Souls or Seasoned Pyromancer tokens. That kind of stuff you can just trample over, so you get some utility there. Destructive Revelry for Hammer Time. Really good against Hammer Time. Just anybody that's trying to play Urza Saga. Boros Shrine, which is kind of a cool one. I really like this card a lot against people that are playing Supreme Verdict, because even though Supreme Verdict is uncounterable, giving your permanents indestructible is a way to counter it without actually countering it. So that's kind of cool. And then you can, you know, get some additional, just kind of dome them for 4 if you're on the burn angle in any particular game. Gaddock Teague, which is a card that's good against Tron, Cryptic Command, Supreme Verdict, people who are playing Engineered Explosives, because you have a lot of 1-drops, so Explosives is good against your deck, so that might come up. Grafdigger's Cage for Dredge, and I guess people who are playing Past in Flames. One thing I will note, do not bring in Grafdigger's Cage against Living End. It does not work the way you want it to. And then last but not least, we have a Void Mirror for Cascade decks and Tron/Eldrazi Tron. So, that is the deck list. I'm pretty excited about this one. I won't keep you waiting any longer. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. Alright, YouTube, round number 1. Let's go see what we are up against. I think I played against this person the other day. They were playing Rakdos. Yeah, they have Aluris. Okay, I'm obviously going to keep. Question of how we want to sequence this hand. I think I'm going to lead... So, opponent kept 7. I could go Experiment 1 into Ragavan Guide into Kavu. I could go Ragavan into Experiment 1 Guide into Kavu. That might actually be better, and its highest upside if they don't have a removal spell on turn 1. Yeah, because... yeah, I think I like that. So let's just go Ragavan on 1. And then we can go Experiment 1 into Goblin Guide off of Sacred Foundry, I think. So we can get white mana for the Kavu. I mean, my Ragavan's very likely to die, but we can kind of just go wide. Okay. Bolt main phase. I would recommend normally waiting until combat to bolt, just in case your opponent has a second Ragavan. Not going to matter here, but that was actually a pretty good draw. So we can go a little bit wider. We can actually go Burning Tree into Experiment 1 plus Goblin Guide. Attack for 2, reveal a Voidwalker. Hope they cast that. 3-2 can't block. Not the best against 3/2/2s that can attack. Do make wins, huh? Alright, cool. Well, that was game number 1. Have to assume that my opponent's bringing in Engineered Explosives. Now the question is, do I want to bring in Oof and or Teague specifically just for that card? I mean, Grizzly Bear's not normally the best. If it was something like Pitting Needle that was harder to remove, I think I could maybe talk myself into it, but kind of don't love the idea of doing that. Question is, what the heck are we cutting? So in matchups like this, you can sort of conceivably board out Goblin Guide on the draw. At least I know that's what Burn typically does in matchups like this. And that is something we can consider. I think the card's a little bit bigger for y'all. I don't like Path, because their creatures are small, and I'm not trying to give the Lurrus deck extra lands. Scavenging Ooze could be good if the game goes a little bit longer. It can kind of maybe keep Lurrus in check. Revelry, no. Charm, no. Mirror Cage, no. So I'm considering Ooze and Rampager. And I kind of want to get these guides out of here. Well, that would be a clean cut, right? For bring in 3. How does that look? And then we can consider bringing Guide back in on the play. Could also just cut Atarka's Command. What if I did that? Because Command's kind of bad on the draw too, right? Like Command, yeah, this looks better. I don't want to cut that many creatures. I mean, Trim and Goblin Guide does make Engineered Explosives a little less impactful, but yeah, see, like, I'm going to keep this hand and probably just lose if they have an Explosives, because I'm just going to go 1-drop into double 1-drop. But I could maybe slow my roll a little bit and go 1-drop into 2-drop, depending. So I think I want to go Breeding Pool, Sacred Foundry. Nah, because I have all these red cards that I kind of want to get 2 red sources. So let's just go Stomping Ground, Sacred Foundry. I know I'm giving up the 4th color for Kavu, but it's possible I should have led on Goblin Guide there. It's an interesting debate, leading on Guide versus Nicodle here. So they have Channeler plus Bolt, maybe. And then next turn... Yeah... May end up getting punished for not getting a breeding pool. They're on 3 cards. Take 1, that's fine. Drew a Temple Garden. Okay, so now I can go 3/3 Kavu into Guide plus Bushwhacker. Or into Kavu plus Guide, and then into Guide plus Bushwhacker. Yeah, I like that. I mean, we might just take too much damage if they turn these on next turn, which they certainly could. They're on instant land right now. It says terminate. Ooh, okay. Okay, I don't mind that. Because as long as they can't Delirium right now, which they're on land sorcery instant. Okay, so they no attack. This turn, oh, that was a really sick draw. Because now I can just go Guide Bushwhacker, not expose the Kavu, shove with everything. Yeah, that was good. And I can get a fourth color here for Tribal Flames next turn. And then next turn go Guide plus Flames. So let's get probably Blood Crypt, right? Because I want more red. Yeah, I gotta get 2 red. So let's go Blood Crypt, Guide plus dash Bushwhacker. Shove with everything. I'm going to probably just discard the second Kavu, because they have this explosives on 2 anyways. It's a lot of damage. They kind of have to trade. Take 8, go to 7. And now if they spend their whole turn doing this, they're just dead, right? Because we go play Guide, attack for 4, and then flames them. This thing has to attack, which means they can't block the Guide. So that's why that trade is even better for me, because now that actually them trading and turning on the Channeler is better for me than the alternative, because they're now forced to attack. Alright, so that takes flames. So they had to have drawn a land, right? I don't think they would take this line without drawing a land. Unless they have maybe a heat for the Kavu? And then they can just go... Okay. Yeah, so they're going to attack for 3 and then pop the explosives. Okay. So they're dead to a Bolt or a Flames. I mean, it would be dead to a Command, but we boarded out that card. Experiment 1, not the best. Alright, so we have to decide... We're going to pop the explosives. Don't want to die to double Bolt. I think I'm willing to die to double Bolt. In order for me to play her on double Bolt, I'm going to have to play Ooze and eat. They have 2 sorceries, 1 creature, 1 artifact, a bunch of instants, bunch of lands. I actually can't, yeah, right? Because they have a creature and an artifact. They're going to have 5 types. And I only have one extra mana, so I can't play her on double Bolt regardless. So I'm not going to do that. I am not allowed to play her on double Bolt, so I won't. The reason I'm doing this pre-combat is because I want to get a counter on the Experiment 1. So they pop this, go to 3. I guess we just have to hope they don't have double Bolt or another explosives. They have Shinka and Ragavan. Okay. That's beatable, right? If they dash Ragavan, I block. And then they just have 1 removal spell? Okay, they're not dashing. Does that mean they have 2 bolts? No, they have explosives. Okay. Okay, this game's getting a little bit tougher. We do have a 7-outer. Flames are a bolt. Just kill them on the spot. That'd be nice. They're going to pop now. Because they're playing Ragavan? That makes sense. Yep, Shinka and Ragavan. So now we have to go Ooze, eat a thing. Interesting. I'm going to hold that for next turn, I think. Just need a creature now. Reason not to. This is tentative position. I assume this is dying, yeah. One drop would probably be lethal. Not so much now, so it's got to be a burn spell. I assume it has to be a burn spell. This has been a really interesting game. I feel like I sequenced my spells pretty well. Prismatic Ending, huh? So I can Ending the Ragavan, surge this, attack. They trade, stay at 3, crack to 2, Luris Dash. I mean, it gives me a turn to draw a removal spell, or to draw a bolt, right? Yeah, so ending this. Attack for 2. They trade, stay at 3, but Bolt and Tribal Flame still lethal, so. Giving myself the maximum amount of draw steps. I was wondering, prior to starting this league, I was wondering if it was worth not companioning Luris just to play with Reckless Bushwhacker. It'd be a pretty good spot to have a Luris as a companion. As you can see, as my opponent just destroys me with Luris. Alright. Burn spell! Did we do it? Did not do it. No, we're just dead on board. Yeah, they just dashed the Ragavan. Or, well, I guess we weren't dead on board, but they get to attack and gain 3, so. They attack with both, we block, they go to 6, we have no outs. I guess maybe I could have not conceded to maybe make them mess up, see if they don't attack or something, but unlikely. Okay. I'm kind of not about... kind of just want some more reach. So what I think I'm going to do is cut these and bring in command. Kind of just like the reach aspect. I mean, I kind of like this ending too. Maybe 3 command, 1 ending. Let's do that. I don't mind shaving 1-drops against explosives, because we can't afford to draw too many of them. Like, our ideal curve is just 1 into 2 into 3. Or like 1 into 2 into 1 plus 2. To just, you know, make it so their explosives isn't as much of a beating. As tempting as this hand is, I don't think I'm going to keep a 1-lander. Okay, this hand's a lot better. I am going to put back Breeding Pool, I think. Yeah. And then I'm going to go... Experiment 1? Yeah, into Ragavan plus Nakato. That's actually gross. Yeah. That's just a fully powered Experiment 1 on 2. Yeah. So they have a discard spell. And obviously if they have explosives, then I'm in a bad spot, but... This thing will at least have 2 counters, which you can... there's an ability on here, remove 2 counters regenerated, so... If they do have an explosives, I can at least save this thing. Okay, Ragavan's fine. So let's go Sacred Foundry untapped. Play Ragavan first, because it's less power. So that gets +1. Play Nakano, give it another +1. Attack for 3. It's a pretty good turn 2. And again, now if they have explosives, it ends up being a 2 for 2, because they go explosives with a 1-drop in play, so they lose the Ragavan, and I lose these 2 and regen this. So it's not even that bad. It's an even trade. Red-black. Channeler plus discard spell. Yeah, Channeler plus discard spell. So I assume they're going to take the Kavu, but it's kind of tough for them. Like, they take the Kavu and leave me with an ending. It's still pretty good, right? Then I just ending their Ragavan. Alright, so they did take the ending. Understandable. I'm just going to shove, right? Play the Kavu post-combat? Yeah, I'm just going to shove. They have to trade for Ragavan, and then I assume they take 6. Alright, your turn. I mean, yeah, if they have a removal spell, they go kill Kavu attack. But then if they don't hit a creature, then they're taking 6, plus we have the Tribal Flames, so... And they don't know about the Tribal Flames either. Black, red. Terminate. Yep. I guess that gets my experiment 1, because of the no regen clause. So hopefully they just hit a land here. That's kind of annoying. Especially because they get to follow it up with a spell, maybe. I mean, it's a chump blocker, right? It's not like it's doing that much attacking. Or it's not like it's doing meaningful blocking. I have 2 3/3s, so... But if they follow that up with a Channeler, that would be kind of bad. Channeler does block well. So at that point, I guess they could also have a Bolt, too. Yeah. This is getting dicey. We need to find a good spell here. Ragavan. Not that good. So I can Tribal Flames the Channeler and attack with both. They chump block, go to 7. Leave a Ragavan in my hand. Yeah, see, the thing is, I can't really afford to, like, play towards the long game. Like, attack with both, let them trade, play a Ragavan, trade here. The trade is just not good for me. Because they have this and I don't. So, I think I need to make profitable attacks here, and I think this gives me the most profitable attack. Like, granted, yeah, they can hit me with a Ragavan, but... Like, I assume they have to block here, right? I'm going to go to 4. Yeah. So they go to 7. Just need this Ragavan to brick. Just brick for a turn. Tribal Flames would probably be fine, too. Okay, they did brick. Hit a Heath. That's good. That's good for us. So now we have 6 damage there at 7. Currently have no good blocks. Or, well... They currently have no blockers, period. Wow, that's good for us. Unless they're casting explosives. Which would make a little bit of sense, given... Yeah, that would make sense. But again, you know, they're 2 for 1ing themselves. Okay, no explosives. So just a bolt, maybe? Oh, yes. So they need 2 removal spells to survive here. Holy heat. Okay, attack for 3. Did we do it? I think we did it. Upstairs. Woo! Feels good to beat the Lurrus deck with this deck, because I would assume probably not the best matchup, given how much removal they have, and again, as you saw game 2, they just get to do this sometimes, so pretty lucky to steal that match, especially getting stuck on 2 lands the whole time. So that was pretty cool. Hope you enjoyed the games. See you back here in just a little bit for round number 2. YouTube, round number 2, 1-0 with the Zoo. Trust me, I didn't try to make that rhyme. I promise. This is not an act. Ooh, the triple 1-drop hand again. Yeah, it's the same hand as last time, right? Ugh, okay, here, uh-oh. I can't imagine Elementals as a good matchup. Fury against a deck with all 1-drops seems kind of tough. Whoops, I want to lead on to Experiment 1. And then we can go Sacred Foundry, Goblin Guide, Wild Cat, all attack for 5. I mean, I guess the nice thing is... Nah, never mind, there is nothing nice. Fury is just a disaster. How are we supposed to beat a Fury? Good God. I guess we just have to get them super dead. Am I supposed to hold this? No, I don't think so. I think I'm supposed to shove as much as humanly possible. So let's go Guide first. Again, smaller creature first with the Experiment 1 to get the full benefit. And now, if we draw a land, specifically a fetch land, we can play a 4/4 Kavu, which grows this even more. Alright, they have a Prismatic Ending. I chose red off of their Sprawl. which could be a good thing. They're not casting Teferi, so they're going to ending the experiment one. It's dead. Yeah, I guess Fury only kills one of my creatures. It's not that bad. Okay. So let's go attack for 5. They go to 9. Reveal Cavern of Souls. We play a Territorial Kavu. Mesa. I'm actually going to fetch main phase. And the reason I'm fetching main phase is because I don't want to be put into a spot where, let's say they go Fury 3-1, right? Evoke Fury 3-1. Then I crack the fetch for a 4th type. They can respond to me cracking the fetch and evoke the Fury again. So I don't want to get caught. I don't want to get put into that spot where I'm just like, you know, I want to make sure I can not get responded to. That was a good draw. So now we can just shove. So we can get Breeding Pool, right? Breeding Pool. Yeah, we can get Breeding Pool for the full 5 types. So now we can go red, green, Kavu. This is just lethal, right? Well, so much for the Elementals matchup being bad, I guess. Alright, I guess we just did that. I'm going to bring in Void Mirror, because that actually shuts off their ability to evoke, which is kind of important. Cage, no. Teague, no. Boros Charm could help against Fury, but bad against Solitude and bad against Teferi Time Raveler, so I don't think I want that. Rampager could be good if they're chump blocking with Flamekin Harbingers and Risen Reefs, so that might be something I want access to, although it is very bad against Solitude. Revelry, no. Ooze, no. Oof, no. Path to Exile. I don't think I want Path. I guess we're not doing much here, right? Maybe just cut Ragavans and bring in Void Mirror, Rampager, and maybe a Prismatic Ending, because you can hit Utopia Sprawls with it. Sure. I think they have enough random creatures to block Ragavan that it's not actually where you want to be, especially on the draw. Okay, well, this hand is not nearly as good as our first hand, because it has 4 lands. That being said, is this hand good enough? Best case scenario, how does this hand play out? Well, best case scenario, we draw Wild Nacatl. And then we just get to do the experiment 1 and 2, Guide plus Nacatl yet again. 4 lands is really tough, though. Like, if this hand draws a single land, it can't possibly win. I think I'd rather go to 6. And I mean, this hand's not better, but it doesn't have 4 lands in it, so I'll keep it. Utopia Sprawl. Naming blue. Could be a Risen Reef, could be a Teferi. That was actually not the worst draw in the world. Because now we can go Burning Tree Bushwhacker on 2. Attack for 8. They're just going to go Tef Bounce, though, right? No, Risen Reef. Okay. Goblin Guide. I mean, I don't really see myself not Burning Tree Bushwhacker and just hope they don't have Fury. Yeah, I kind of have to. It's one of those things where, like, you don't really have a choice in a matchup like this, for the most part. Alright, tech for 8. See if they want to block. I assume they don't. But this is the turn where they can just do a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, sure, I could have held up a Tarkus command. What am I doing? Attack for 1, hold up a Tarkus command? That seems awful. Like, don't think that's remotely even in the realm of possibilities. I mean, alright, maybe they're just dead? I don't know. Goblin Guide Have a Tarkus Command and Rampager available. Seems like a pretty good spot. Attack you. Revealed Cavern of Souls. Man, I'm just gonna Tarkus Command you. 8, 3, 6, 9. 3 damage, +1/+1. See what they got. They got nothing. It's as easy as that. See you back here. Round number 3. Alright, YouTube, round number 3. We somehow defeated Elementals last round. We're gonna... I don't really know how that happened. So we're on the draw. Ah, man, this hand is really close. The Bolt is the one thing that's making me consider keeping this hand, because I can go Bolt your 1-drop into Emissary plus Kavu, and have 6 power on turn 2 after bolting your 1-drop. I think that's enough for me to keep it. Not having a 1-drop obviously sucks, but... I want to say this hand is good enough. Maybe not the best against Temur Footfalls. Let's go Mesa, I think. Yeah. Because I want to go Temple Garden, Blood Crypt, and then a Red Source off of Foothills. Well, actually, no, because I want to get Breeding Pool too, right? Is there a way that I can get 5 colors with 2 red? Black, red, blue, green, red, white. Yeah, so Blood Crypt, Breeding Pool, Sacred Foundry. So I probably should have played Blood Crypt on 1, or Foothills, yeah, because now I go Sacred Foundry, Breeding Pool, Blood Crypt, and that gets me all 5 colors with double red. Yeah, okay. So we'll do that. Sacred Foundry. Let's go Breeding Pool. Burning Tree into a 4/4. Problem is their deck makes a lot more 4/4s than we do. We're playing 1 4/4 at a time, and they're playing 2 4/4s and a 2/2 at a time. So, not the best. Is this going to be a Borrower? Yeah, that's bad. Yep, that's bad. Footfalls is on 2. It's like, what am I... Like, if they play Shardless, I just can't win, right? How am I supposed to beat that? Oh, man. I mean, hey, I said the Elementals matchup was awful, and we crushed them in 6 minutes, so... You never know. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious. I want to see if they're playing Pyromancer. I want to see if that's stuck yet. Not Bone Crusher Giant. Sad. They don't know. They don't know. Oh, boy. How the heck do we win this game? I mean, I guess I could just play a 5/5 and block. Yeah, I guess. It's my only play, right? It's my only line. Got nothing else to do. I guess I could have attacked, see if they blocked, bolted their Rhino instead of playing Ragavan. Might have been better. But, yeah, this is tough. This is tough. Yeah, because now they could also just attack, and if they have Fury, kill my whole board, right? 1/1/2. But I can't not block. I guess I could double block, which plays around Fury, but not literally any other card. Like, if I double block and they have any other Fire Ice, Bone Crusher Giant, anything like that, then I just get annihilated. But this line loses to Fury. But they have less Furies than Fire Ice / Bone Crusher / Borrower / literally anything. Okay, yeah. This line is a lot better against Bone Crusher. Now, I probably am still in a horrible spot, but... I have 1 card left. I guess I can go Tribal Flames your Rhino, attack for 4, post-combat Kavu. Yeah, okay. That plays. That plays. It's something. It's better than doing nothing, I guess. So they're at 13. Can't cast that. All right, here's another 5/5. And they have two 4/4s. 5, 10, 13. So they're probably going to play, yeah, Bone Crusher Giant. And they have one card. That is an interesting draw. 7 go to 6. What if I bolt the Bone Crusher, Tribal Flames the Rhino, and attack? Or better yet, bolt the Bone Crusher attack, they double block Kavu. No, they just block the 2/2/2s, right? Take 5, go to 8, but then I have 8 damage in my hand. Do you make that play? This is tough. This is a really tough spot. So I could go Bolt, Bone Crusher, Tribal Flames, or Rhino, shove. They eat Ragavan, take 7, go to 6. They're at 6. I have a 5/5 and a 2/2 with a Bolt and a Guide, and they have a 4/4 and a Borrower. Or I could Bolt the Bone Crusher, attack with everything. They can either double block Kavu, take 4, go to 9. They're at 9. I have 8 damage in my hand with a Goblin Guide. Or they go eat, take 5, go to 8. Tribal Flames, you put you to 3 with a Bolt and a Guide in my hand. I think that's my best line. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to bolt the Bone Crusher and just attack. Obviously, have to assume that they don't have a piece of interaction here, because if they have anything, it's bad. But I'm actually going to discard the Goblin Guide, I think. I think a random card is better than a Goblin Guide. Maybe that's wrong. Alright, pass priority. So they're at 8. Alright, upstairs. Your turn. I think I like this line. They're 2. I think I like this line. They only got one card. No attacks. Show me a force. Did we do it? We did it. Whew, what a game. What a game. Alright, Void Mirror coming in. Gaddock Teague, no. Boros Charm is interesting. Because I can, like, set up some blocks on Rhinos and then indestructible my team. Is that good? Probably not. I hate the 1-for-1 removal against Rhinos. I just don't like it. Rampager could actually be kind of cool. Especially if they tap out for a Rhinos and they just shove with everything. This eats a Rhino or something. And I think I'm going to just trim and trim. Let's go with this. Okay, I feel like we stole that game. Maybe that's just what this deck is. Because I kind of feel like I'm stealing every game with this deck. Okay, well, this hand is kind of the nuts, right? Attack you for 8 on turn 2. Don't think I can mulligan. Alright, let's go Stomping Ground first, I think. Experiment 1. Are they going to let us do experimenting? Ooh. Yeah. Good chance they just have, like, Ice into Blood Moon or some stupid stuff like that. Yeah, it'd be kind of rude. Not much I can do about that. Let's go Sacred Foundry, I think. Alright, attack for 4. Please no Blood Moon. Please no Blood Moon. I think they have it. They have a Borrower on top. I guess I could have played around Blood Moon by fetching basic Forest on turn 1. It's the only thing I could have done differently. And maybe I should have done that. Gone like Forest into Sacred Foundry, which might have been better. Okay, well that's also bad. So they have 10 power and a Borrower in hand. And we got Burning Tree, Bushwhacker. It's gonna pass. I might have to trade for a Rhino here, which feels bad, but 8. They're at 16, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I technically have Xaxes if I draw a land, but we obviously know they have the Borrower. So fetch to 13, make this a 4/4, trade here, take 6, go to 7, go Emissary, Bushwhacker, attack, take 6, go to 1. Yeah, I think that's my line, right? Oh, I guess they can just bounce. They can just bounce this now, which they probably will do, right? Yeah, they almost certainly will bounce this now. So we'll get a Blood Crypt. And they're just going to bounce this, put us to 3. No, they let the trade happen. Okay. I'm in. We can't fetch, right? Yeah, we can't fetch. So Burning Tree, trigger. Burning Tree, trigger. Bushwhacker. That's 8 damage. It's half their life total. What's this? Ah, they have endurance. So we're dead because they go block. I don't even want to show them this. Yeah, we're just dead. All right, game number 3. We do get to be in the play, which is pretty good. I think I like the way I sideboarded. Let's go. I feel like we need a little bit more for this matchup, but this is the same hand that I mulliganed before. It's a 4-lander. I just don't think you can keep a 4-land hand with this deck. Well, this hand's got a plan. This hand is some 1-drops and a Void Mirror, and I actually think I might just put back the Kavu. Yeah. I actually like this. I'm going to lead on Experiment 1. I don't like that. I don't like that. Exile the Footfalls. God, anytime they have the Caverns, it feels so bad. I think I got a Void Mirror. I think I have to Void Mirror. And I actually don't have a basic plane, so I'm just going to get Sacred Foundry. And hope they don't have Borrower plus Shardless, because we're not beating that. Please no Borrower plus Shardless. Basic Forest. Okay. I can maybe beat a Blood Moon, because I do just have 3 red cards in my hand. Blood Moon is a card I can maybe beat. Oh, that one's tough. That one's tough. That one's tough. Okay, that one is that's tough. That's tough to swallow. Ooh, I don't think I could have played around that, because if I don't play the Void Mirror, they just play Shardless. So that's just a situation of good beats. Good old-fashioned beats. Yeah, we're stone cold dead. We know they have a Borrower too. Sure, no blocks. 5. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, they have no Charlottes. Okay, you win. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this matchup is not the best, and their draw was basically the Stone Cold Nuts. I don't even know how we won game one, but yeah, this matchup is really bad. Probably play some more sideboard cards if you expect a lot of Rhinos, which you should because Rhinos is the best deck. Anyways, I'm done rambling. 2-1. See you back here in just a little bit for round number 4. All right, YouTube, we're 2-1. Let's see if we can dodge any. No more Rhinos, please. All right, I'm keeping by my standing by my previous statement that I'm never going to keep a 4-lane hand with this hand, or with this deck, excuse me. This hand is a lot better. So much better that I don't want to put any of these cards back. I guess I could put back Narnum Renegade, because I'm just going to go Ragavan into Kavu, and then I want these two to back up. I think there's an argument for putting back a Targus Command as well. I think it's between those two for sure. I'm going to put back the Renegade. I'm not sure if that's right, but... Alright, Ragavan, go. They probably won't expect Temple Guard and Territorial Kavu after Blood Crypt Ragavan. Got that going for us. Please no Rhinos. Ooh, I like to see a Rogran Triome. Love to see a Rogran Triome. Spreading Seas. Should I Spreading Seas their Rogran Triome? Maybe cut them off white? I think I'd rather just play a Territorial Kavu, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, it's kind of cool to play the Seas, but I don't know. I don't think it's right. It is possible that I'm cutting them off white, but it's not likely. If I had a 1-drop and I could go Seas plus 1-drop, I think it would be a little bit more reasonable, but like Seas plus nothing else, then they just like Prismatic getting the Ragavan and I have nothing in play and can't pressure them, so ultimately I think I like this better. Looks like they have Ending and they're choosing to kill the Kavu over the Ragavan, which is very interesting. Kind of happy about that. Attack you. Just go to town with the Ragavan. Alright, no spell this time. Do I want to fire off a Tribal Flames now? No, I'll just wait. So now they're probably going to go Tef, bounce the Kavu, most likely. Yeah. Kavu has been bounced. So now I probably attack Tef and play Kavu. Yeah, now I think I'm probably going to fire off a Tribal Flames while they're tapped out. So let's attack Tef. Now that I drew the 5th type. I do want to kill Teferi. I don't want them to be able to plus and hold up Verdict. If they have Verdict, I want to force them to use it on their main phase. So let's get our 5th type. Make red-green Kavu. And upstairs. So they go to 11, and we have 6 damage in our hand, which is kind of cool. We can actually cast both the Targus commands next turn. So it's basically Verdict or Bust. Which they might have it. Seems like they do. They always do. That's the joke. I don't love it, but attack you for 2. You're going to 9. Okay. They have the castle, the blank, the Bushwhacker, too. Not loving our spot. Alright, what do we got? Experiment 1. Well, I guess if they tap out to make a token, I can just dome them in +1/+1, so it's actually not that bad. To get them to use their entire turn, we still dome them, and then I just play the Experiment 1. Blue, red. So they're choosing to go 1-1. which may prove to be a choice they regret. And I guess they might just counter this, but we have another one. Yes, they're probably going to counter this, and then I guess we're just going to cast another one. Still kind of punishes them for choosing 1 and 1, when they probably should have just chosen 2 here. Like, I don't think the 1 damage to me matters, but... I mean, this puts them to 2. This does put them to 2. Just had to get that 1 damage in, huh? Never mind, never mind. Man. I feel like whenever I play against Control, it feels like they just always have it all. And their last card is Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Ooh. Okay. Play this. Your turn. Throwing Creature is still pretty good. Specifically one that has haste. Like a Goblin Guide. Because then we can attack with 2/2/2s, they have to chump block 1, go to 3, and then we still have Bolt. So this actually, like, isn't that bad. We punished them pretty hard for going 1 and 1, because they had to burn the Solitude, which they probably didn't want to do. And they exiled the Prismatic Ending. So we definitely got them pretty good for being a little greedy there. Blue. Chalice on 1. Alright, upstairs. Do they have a counterspell? Unsurprisingly, they do. Alright, cool. Give me a Kavu. Nope. Guess Tribal Flames would have been lethal too, but... Alright, please draw some lands. Please draw, thank you. Alright, Tribal Flames, or a Target's Command. Oh, Arid Mesa. Can't really attack because they're just going to make the token anyways. Like, they obviously have nothing else to do with their turn, so... They just didn't make a token? Why? Did they forget? They must have forgotten, right? It's actually going to punish them a lot, too, because they would have been able to double block this turn, but now they can't. Them not making a token last turn is actually pretty good for us. Because now they have to just start jump blocking and not double blocking. They must have just forgot. We'll take it. We'll take anything at this point. And they're not in a spot where they can go, like, take double block next turn, because then they're just dead, right? I guess they can take and then double chump next turn, but what's the point of doing that when you're just going to double chump anyways? Shouldn't you just chump this turn? If you're going to end up chumping next turn anyways? I don't really understand the no block there. Nahiri the Harbinger. Okay, so they're going to minus on that, sure. Okay, draw Tribal Flames, Reckless Bushwhacker, Atarka's Command. Any of those are good. Spreading Seas. Aight. Get some red mana. Not quite. Not quite. Chalice was pretty good. The Chalice was pretty good. Alright, discard an island. I mean, if their hand is just all counter spells, they then still have to make a token here, so I don't know. We're not out of it yet. Still have a couple draw steps. It's possible I should have waited on cracking the fetch in case they had a third Spreading Seas, but there's already one in exile, and that's a second one, so it would have to be a third one. But maybe thinning my deck is not relevant enough. Okay, well, that is lethal. So I will cast it. See what you got. Do they have enough mana to 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if they have Counterspell, they can go counter this, get a basic island. Draw 2. That's a good sign. That is a good sign for us. I was going to say, if they had actual Counterspell, they could have went Counterspell and then make a token chump block go to 1. But they didn't do that. So, did we get them? Ice my Burning Tree Emissary. Alright. Didn't think I was going to win that one. Alright, Boros Charm against Verdict. Teague, I think, against Verdict. Yeah, that one's a little more interesting. Prismatic Ending for Chalice, for sure. Probably want Revelry, too, given that they have Chalice and Spreading Seas. Like, obviously, it's not, you know, I'm not bringing in 4 Spreading Seas specifically, but it is good against Chalice, too. So that's at least those 5, and potentially Gaddock Teague. I think Bushwhacker is not really where you want to be in a matchup like this, and Narnum Renegade's also not great. So that leaves us bringing in the Teague, and that's 6 for 6. And everything else makes sense. So let's do this. Alrighty, game 2, we're on the draw against Jeskai Nahiri. I got a 1-drop, a 2-drop, and some commands. Alright, I'm in. It's not the best hand in the world, but we'll take it. Attack with Guide. They have a Chalice on top. Well, okay. I mean, hopefully they just Chalice on 1, because our hand's all 2s. So we can sort of live with that for now. Maybe I should have kept in the Reckless Bushwhackers over the Atarkus commands, because, like, Bushwhacker post-Verdict is pretty good. Yeah, maybe this card's kind of meh. Maybe if we go to game 3, I'll make that swap. I kind of do wish these were Bushwhackers, I think. I mean, I'd rather have 1 and 1, I guess, but... Alright, they're going to play Chalice, it looks like. Which I'm kind of okay with. The way that our hand is structured, I think that's fine. So... Red-green... I actually think I let on the wrong land in game, turn 1. Because I can't get this to 5 on turn 3 no matter what now. So maybe I was supposed to lead on Blood Crypt into Temple Garden. Yeah, that might have been better. So now I'm just going to get Sacred Foundry. I want to just get a bunch of red sources. What do they have on top? Hallowed Fountain, sure. So they're at 13. I mean, we have 11 damage in our hand. I mean, there's a chance that, like... They play a Tef, bounce the Kavu, we just go upstairs, pump the Guide, attack for 6, they go to 7, and then we just untap and dome them. Oh, opponent. Opponent, what you doing over there? Sanctifier on Vec. Okay. Let's go... So no, they have the Hallowed Fountain in hand. They played Plains for the turn. So let's go attack with both. Yeah, attack with both. Kind of baiting them into blocking the Guide, because I think I get more damage out if I do this way. If I do it this way. That's why I'm not playing my land first. Because if I play my land first, they're almost 100% just going to block the Kavu and not take the damage off the guide. But this way I might get more damage out of their stuff. Alright, so green, red, +1/+1, 3 damage. So they take 10, go to 7. And then we play this, tap to pass. It's possible I was supposed to dome them, put a land in my hand, and then dome them +1/+1. But I can still cast both of these next turn, so I don't really think it matters. Because I could even just go dome them land. Yeah, I don't know. It should be fine. But that was another line I could have taken. Worth noting, this can't actually get Breeding Pool, so I can't Tribal Flames for the full amount. They're at 7. I mean, am I going to play around Flusterstorm? Has to be literal Flusterstorm, right? Yeah, probably not going to play around Flusterstorm. Let's just go... Dome, you put a land in your hand. So 3 damage, put a land. Because they could also have Force, but... Alright, show me the Flusterstorm. No, they didn't have it. Cool. It's an interesting match. Chalice plus Sanctifier, usually a pretty good combination. I mean, they definitely messed up with the Prismatic ending. I don't know how different the game is if they casted for 2 on the Kavu and just don't play the Sanctifier that turn. I think the game mostly is the same, but... Anyways, we're 3-1. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 5. Alrighty, YouTube, round number 5. 3-1 with this interesting take on Tribal Zoo, and I think this hand is pretty good, so we can go fetch for Temple Garden, play Experiment 1, turn 2, Burning Tree Emissary, Wild Nikaido attack for 3, and have 8 power in play. Yeah, this hand's awesome. And we have 4 land types for this Tribal Flames. I like it. And they Thoughtseize me? No, Stitcher Supplier. What's this? Whoa, 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 whoa. I was not prepared for this. I was not prepared for this. Alright, we're still going to take the same line. Temple Garden. Experiment 1. Alright, your turn. Maybe I'm supposed to lean on Renegade because I don't have another fetch. But it's less damage on turn 2 because this thing grows to a 3/3 after I go Emissary Nikaido. So I think I like this better. Definitely not blocking. I'll tell you that much. Definitely not blocking. Alright, Marsh Flats. Godless Shrine. Wonder what they're up to over there. Alright, can't block. Seems like can't block Tribal. Okay, we drew... That gets Breeding Pool for the 5th type. But I might also want to get a red source. So what if we go Blood Crypt, Burning Tree Emissary, and then Nikaido upstairs them? Yeah, I like Nikaido upstairs them. So that makes this the 3/3, and then we bolt them just to use all my mana. And then they're at 9. Yeah, this also makes it so I can just not need to fetch a second red source. Yeah, this is perfect. I feel like that Stitcher Supplier attack was a little aggressive. Might have been better served as a healing salve, but... Zulaport Cutthroat. Okay. I can live with that. Goblin Guide, huh? 4. Yeah, they're dead. Yeah, they're dead. So we can go... Oh, actually, no, they're not. Because they go to 5. They block the 3s. Still gonna do it. I'm actually just not gonna play the Tribal Flames pre-combat. To not give them the information that I have it. What I should have done was just not play the land first and just tap the Blood Crypt, cast the Guide, attack with everything. Because now they have the information that they likely have to block with the Cutthroat. But they probably assumed that they were going to have to do that anyways, right? Yep, so they take 4, go to 5. And then back up to 7, then I play a 2-3. Right, auto yield to that. Mill 3. In my head, I thought I could get a 5th type and also have 2 red sources to be able to go Guide plus Tribal Flames, but my only blue land is Breeding Pool. So if I get Breeding Pool for the 5th type of Tribal Flames, I can't Guide pre-combat and Tribal Flames them. So in my head, I fetched first because I thought I could get Steam Vents, which Steam Vents would have been lethal, because I just go put you to 4, play Guide, you block the 2/3s, and then you take lethal damage before the Cutthroat triggers resolve, but... Alright. Playing against Mardu Zombies. Grafdigger's Cage and Scavenging Ooze both seem excellent. Prismatic Ending also seems good. This might be a Rampager matchup, too. This is one of those matchups where they have a lot of small chump blockers. Destructive Revelry, no. Charm, no. Teague Mirror, no. Oof Path, no. And let's cut... I want to go Trim on Atarkus Command. And the Skullcrack mode could be good against Cutthroat. Ragavan's not the best against Stitcher Supplier. Maybe like 1 Atarkus Command, 1 Bushwhacker. Just go a little bit... Yeah, I like this. This looks good. Alright, game number 2. And we got a turn 1 Cage and a turn 2 Kavu. Seems fine to me, right? I'm not sure if, like, Cage is the stone cold nuts against them, but I have to imagine it's pretty good. Stitcher's Supplier. Bloodghast Ending Carrion Feeder. That was a really good draw. Alright, Cage. You only need 1. Ah, they have the Prismatic Ending. Sad. Alright. Prismatic Ending is a really good magic card. Alright, get back to Bloodghast. We're likely going to go Blood Crypt, Burning Tree, Kavu. It's likely going to be our turn. Gravecrawler. And I'm going to use the Mesa this time, because remember, the Mesa cannot get Breeding Pool, so... I want to leave myself the opportunity to get the Breeding Pool in case I want the 5th color for Kavu. So let's get Blood Crypt. Play Emissary. And play Kavu. Alright, 2/2 and a 4/4, which can block their motley crew. I mean, they probably just still attack with both of their 2/1s. Because they just get them back, so it's kind of a free attack. Black, Cutthroat. Alright. I'm gonna block the Gravecrawler, because that makes them use a mana, as opposed to blocking the Bloodghast, which does not make them use a mana. Alright, Blood Crypt, untapped, Gravecrawler. Got it. Got it. Scavenging Ooze? Okay. That's not bad. So... I don't know why Siri just said hello. That was kind of weird. The voices. So I could go Prismatic Ending the Cutthroat, get a basic mountain, bolt the Gravecrawler, and then eat the Gravecrawler with the Kavu. Then they have one card in hand, 10, 9, 6. I actually kind of like that. So let's do that. Let's get a basic mountain, because I don't want to take too much damage. So let's go basic mountain. Prismatic Ending, the Cutthroat. Oh yeah, we take no damage off of this. So this we take no damage off of. And then we bolt the Gravecrawler, so I can eat it with the Kavu. And I think I'm going to attack with both. Yeah, I'll attack with both. Just going to start eating their creatures with the Kavu. So they take 6, go to 10. Man, Kavu is so good. Kavu just being like a giant creature that like allows you to filter lands and is also random graveyard hate. It's just, this card just needs to find a home because it's really powerful. Looks like they have ending. Is that the 4th ending? 3rd one. All right, I go to 7. Need to find a creature here. It's kind of a creature. So I can go fetch for a forest, go to 6. Dome you for 3, go to 7. Pump my team, dash Bushwhacker, put you to 2. Yeah, and then they only have 1 blocker next turn, so let's do that. And it also puts them to 2, which means any burn spell kills them. So 3 damage, +1/+1. Dash a Bushwhacker. I have to cast the the Atargus command first, because I need to be able to pay the surge cost. Oh, this puts them to 1. Yeah. Puts them to 1. I guess they could have Bolt or a Push. It's a lot of removal, if they have that. Alright, they go to 1. That's good for us, because a lot of their stuff can't block. Like this can't block, Gravecrawler, Carrion Feeder, none of that stuff can block. Zulaport Cutthroat, so now they can attack for 2. Yep, so now they can attack for 2. So we gotta find a burn spell. Burn spell, please. Narnum Renegade. Am I dead? I think I'm dead, right? Yeah, I think I'm dead. Attack with Emissary. Well, if I attack with both... Yeah, because I have to attack with both in order to force a block with both, the Cutthroat and the Supplier. They drain me for 2, I go to 2. Then I have an Arnhem Renegade, I block 1, take 2, go to 0. So I guess I just have to hope they mess up. I don't know how they could possibly mess up, though. Huh. I didn't think I was going to lose this game. Okay. Yep, alright. They didn't mess up. I'm dead. Game 3. Game number 3. I think I like how I sideboarded. Yeah, let's go. Game 3. Well, we get to be in the play this time, so. Stomping Ground, Nicodle, and a bunch of 2s. Nope. Nope. Yes. Yes. So I'm going to put back Goblin Guide, I think, and then just go Nicodle into Emissary Guide. Yeah, I like that. And I want to go green-white into black-red, because it's better if I draw Kavu. So let's go, yeah, Temple Garden into Blood Crypt. Oh, we can't get Blood Crypt at this. Okay, that was bad. Because I couldn't get Blood Crypt, I should have just got 2 red sources. Should be fine, because I can obviously just get a stomping ground off of the Heath, but... Shambling Ghast. I don't know what this card does. When it dies, they can give a thing -1/-1 or make a treasure. Okay, sure. Let's go fetch for a stomping ground. Emissary guide. Attack for 5. Alright, see what you got. I mean, they could trade for the Goblin Guide. Carrion Feeder. Probably have to trade for the Goblin Guide, yeah. So 17, we have 7 power. They're playing Can't Block Tribal. I'm okay. We're okay with this. Pretty much any spell is a good draw, maybe with the exception of Reckless Bushwhacker, but almost any other spell is just a really good draw. Let's see what their follow-up is. I'm guessing they have a lot of cards in their hand that say Can't Block on them. And Can't Block Tribal is not the best against this start. Can't Block. And Can't Block. Okay. Alright. Spell. Kind of counts. I'm just going to fire it off, I think. We go to 6. Just going to go yield till next end step, because I kind of want to fetch EOT. Just get a... I guess I should get a Breeding Pool, because that makes Tribal Flames better. Yeah, I should get a Breeding Pool. Again, can't get Blood Crypt, because I drew 3 Heaths this game. Sort of complaining, but not really. More Can't Block stuff? More Can't Block stuff. Bone Shards. Okay, sure. And Can't Block. Cool. Also, Can't Block. Alright, I would like to draw a Tribal Flames, please. Let's get a Breeding Pool just to make sure it's lethal if we draw it. How about an Arid Mesa? Not a Tribal Flames. Your turn. And this would be a heartbreaker to lose this one. It would be a heartbreaker to lose this one. Our draw was so good, but kind of just bricked off, and they had 2 removal spells. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad for us. Alright, Can't Block. Nine life. Let's fetch the Blood Crypt in hopes of not drawing a land, please. Oh, I hope they shock. It's so good for me. Alright, Tribal Flames, please! Tribal Flames. Hmm. 19 lands, by the way. 19 lands, by the way. Alright, they have decided to chump block with Zulaport Cutthroat. I'm in. At 5. Edgar's dead, right? Yeah, okay, you win. Dead. That was really unfortunate. I tell you, did not think I was going to lose that game. 3-2 with the Bushwhacker Zoo deck. I mean, we'll call it like 3-1 and an honorary win. I don't know. Anyways, deck felt pretty good. I didn't mind it too much. Not really a fan of these Narnum Renegades. You probably just want to play 4 Ragavans. Sideboard needs a little bit of work too. The Rhinos matchup was just unsalvageable. You got to play probably just a whole bunch of Void Mirrors or some more stuff for that. But overall, I didn't mind it too much. The Reckless Bushwhackers were better than I thought they were going to be. Still not sure if you want to do that over doing something like Luris, but that's yet to be determined. But Tribal Flames, Kavu, and obviously if you're cutting this, you don't want to play this. It's just a different deck, but overall was moderately impressed and seems like a fine deck. So if you made it all the way to the end of the video, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.